Well, hello there and welcome back to my boat build channel. My name is Banu and I am building this 15-meter lipaboard cruising sailboat here in Finland. And in this video, we're gonna check out first this boating fair that we are in. And this is particularly exciting because this year I'm having a presentation here, kind of explaining my boat project a little bit to the Finnish audience. It has been quite a interesting 3 weeks because it has been solid 3 weeks since I did something last time for the boat. And that's because first I got a good old flu for a week, and then actually I got a little infection in my stomach and got into a small surgery for that. I think it's called, well, I'll put here what it was. Anyway, it has been preventing me from doing anything for 2 weeks, but now it's a little better already here, and yeah, I hope next week I will start doing something with the boat again. Today I'm gonna have a presentation in a couple of hours over there. It's kind of exciting. I haven't really done things like this before, so we'll see how that goes. But otherwise, we'll kind of take a look at a little bit of this boating fair. This is pretty much the same as last year. This is mostly motorboats because, yeah, as you may know, Finland is a kind of a land of 1,000 lakes or maybe 1,000,000 lakes, but they are mostly quite small lakes, and these kind of small boats kind of are the most popular boats. But there are, of course, bigger boats as well. We have quite a nice archipelago on the seaside, the Baltic Sea shoreline there, and there's larger boats as well. This year there is not many sailboats. Actually, last year there was only one. I think this year there should be 3 or something like that. So we can go and check those out later today. But now I think I'm gonna go and prepare a little bit for my presentation somewhere over there, I think. So a little bit of a different thing, and we'll get in the back of the boat building later this video, I believe. Maybe. We'll see. One little thing of the crazy Finns. I think I showed you last year similar boat like this. It's a rowing boat that this particular gentleman rowed across Atlantic and back. But this is a new boat, and this is for even more crazy challenge. He's gonna row this boat from Cape Horn to Cape Good Hope, from South America to South Africa in next year, I believe. So it's kind of a crazy adventure. Thinking of living several weeks in a boat like this and just rowing it. There's no sails or anything like that in that boat. Whoa. All right, happy to be wrong. There's actually 5 sailboats in here. There's 3 over there, 1 over there, and 1 in here. So I think I'm gonna go and check those out later today. And there is my stage. Ooh, exciting. So this is probably the most interesting boat in here, I believe. As you can maybe recognize, this is Swan, and it is ClubSwan 43. It's kind of a one-class racer cruiser boat, made in Finland, of course, and looks very nice and looks very fast and looks very expensive as well. All right, this is the ClubSwan 43, and this is a racer cruiser, or maybe even racer. Most of these are sold particularly for racing, and they actually have one type class for these boats and a different kind of ClubSwan boat. It's quite a machine, but pretty much quite traditional as well. Of course, this is very fancy, a nice boat to sail, I believe, quite fast as well. But yeah, they are selling these mostly for individuals that are really wanting to race with these. And I asked about the price. It's around 800,000 euros ex-VAT, so €1 million boat here in Finland. So I can assure you there is not many of these in Finland, but in Mediterranean there should be quite a lot of these actually. Now I just think I'm gonna focus on kind of looking at things and the solutions and things that I might use somehow. Not sure if there is any in these kind of boats for me, but it doesn't hurt to take a look. And of course the interior finish quality should be pretty good with swans. There is some sort of anti-chafing material here around the cleats. Something like that I have been kind of thinking if I should put there. So here you can obviously see that this is a race boat. There is no linings in here and the cabins. Furniture is pretty simple. Most probably very light. These lockers are canvas and can be removed obviously. Yeah. Well, the basic interior has some sort of galley. You can put a maybe oven there if needed, and there is a pretty nice interior actually for a race boat. Pretty much basic head. No separate shower in this one. But what is nice, there is headroom all the way to the front for me, and I'm 183 tall, so for me this is kind of the minimum, I would say. This is pretty nice actually. This kind of inspiring me a little bit if I should actually make the interior much more open and not separate cabins that much. And this is just a few feet shorter than mine actually. So in conclusion, well, there's not much for me to see in this kind of boat, but the interior, the open interior, that kind of made me think a little bit, because that was really nice. And if you think of cruising mostly by yourself or with really short-handed crew, would you really need that much separate cabins and stuff? If there is just one or two cabins back there, and yeah, I have to think about that. But really nice boat, and if you want to have a proper racing boat with enough amenities, this might be a good option for you if your wallet can handle it, of course. Esittelen sitten, että mistä tämä oikeasti kysymys, mistä tämä on lähtenyt ja mikä nyt sitten vaihe tällä hetkellä siinä on. Eka käydään kuka, hyvin lyhyesti. Miksi, ehkä tärkeä kysymys. Sitten, että mitä nyt oikein ollaan tekemässä ja sitten vielä, että miten sitä nyt on tehty. No sittenhän aika nopeasti, kun tämmöistä rupeaa niin haaveilemaan, niin tipahtaa semmosia niin aika ison kaninkola. Mikä nyt on sitten se täydellinen vene? Eli tää on siis tämmönen yksirunkoinen kaksimastoinen vene. Siellä näkyy vähän pilkistää, siellä on tuplakölyt, siinä on toi ehkä tuon Garcian tyyppinen tämmönen Dexelon ratkaisu. Kiinteä katto takana. Siellä on vähän tämmöstä kaarta tuolla takana, palataan siihenkin myöhemmin. Suojaisen ohjauspaikka ja suhteellisen modernin luukkihan siihen sitten olisi tulossa. Ja tässä nyt jos ihan ensimmäinen syy tavallaan, että minkä takia niin kun perinteinen rikki on oikeastaan aika huono ja miksi vapaasti se on itse asiassa aika hyvä, on niin kaikki noin nuolet. Eli jos me nyt mennään tuolla maailman merillä, niin tuosta niin lähtee laskemaan, kuinka monta osaa tuollaisessa perinteisessä rikissä on, joka pitää sitä pystyssä. Jos me aloitetaan nyt tästä rungosta, niin yksi semmoinen jännä ominaisuus tietenkin on se, että halusin tähän tuplakölit. Ihan sen takia, että se helpottaa niin semmoista ylläpitotoimintaa jonkun verran, eli ei tarvitse mitään pukkeja ja muita. Sitten voi tarvittaessa päästää kuiville tuolla vuorovesialueilla, pysyy pystyssä noiden kahden kölin peräsimen varassa. Ja sitten yksi juttu, minkä mä ehkä tuun rakentamaan, on niin integroitu tuuliperäisen systeemin tähän. Sitten jos käydään tässä läpi vähän tätä sisustaa, eli tästähän tosiaan laskeudutaan niin pari porrasta tänne alemmas. Tämähän nyt näyttää tosi paljon itse asiassa sieltä Garcian sisukselta, eli nämä mustat alueet nyt on tietenkin sitten ikkunoita. Toisella puolella löytyy yksi hytti vieraille, ei liian iso, ettei ne viihdy liian pitkään. Ja iso ongelma tässä on, että vanerin paksuudet vähän heittelee. Siihen ei voi luottaa, että vaneri on just täsmälleen sen paksusta, mitä sanotaan, vaan esimerkiksi noin 15 milliä. Se paneerit oli oikeasti niin kuin 15,8 milliä. Ja sitten tuossa hiukan ennen joulua tilasin maston jalat, eli nämä on nyt teräsosia. Mulla on tässä nyt ollut vähän semmonen ajatus, että mä teen mahdollisimman paljon kaikkia juttuja tänne sisään ennen kuin se laminoidaan umpeen, koska nythän sinne on niinku helppo pääsy tonne. All right, I think that went quite well. Now I have all the rest of the time just hanging around here. I'm not sure if there's anything that particularly interests me right now because, well, there is really nothing I need right now. Maybe I'll go and check out the things section over there, kind of take a look if there's something interesting. Let me just go and hang around a little bit and then I think it's enough for this fair. All right, finally back at the boat shed. It has now been solid 4 weeks since I did basically anything in here. My surgery wounds have been cured nicely, so I'm good to go again. So it's now Saturday and yesterday was my deadline for the next video and I didn't make it. But I figured out I will film something today and do something today so that I could make that video out tomorrow. So tomorrow should be Sunday if my calculations are right. A couple of days ago I managed to use a couple of hours here and started to carve a little bit of a hole in there. So there's the ballast keel timber slot in there. I need to kind of reopen that. Now when I think about it, I should have done this a little bit differently. But yeah, not a big deal. Couple of hours of just doing basic woodwork, which feels quite nice after this long of a break. Also, I want to today start making those ballast keel timbers finally, and start to mill those oak pieces in the proper size. And I'm gonna do it such a way that, if you remember, we have this template here. This is the size we're gonna have for the ballast keel timber. And I'm probably gonna laminate it onto that CNC bed. So that's the flat surface I have here. So I'm gonna put the materials over there and glue them together there. Unfortunately though, this coming week or so is gonna be really cold. The nights are gonna be almost down to -15 or 16 every night. And the daytime is kind of -5 or something like that, a little bit lower maybe. So next week is probably gonna a little bit difficult to glue anything, really. Maybe I could use those insulated boards there and the heater over there to do the glue up, but well, I think not today, but now I just want to start milling those and figure out how big of a chunks I really want to have there. And one thing is that those are not long enough, so I have to do scarf joints to them. But let me figure out that a little bit and then we'll continue and see how this goes. And maybe I'll start now just by carving that a little bit more and see how that goes. All right, a couple of quite dusty hours later. Here you can probably see a little bit better that the thing is kind of shaped roughly. And on this side we have this slot now open for these ballast keel timbers. I need to do this on the other side as well, but I'll do that later. This looks pretty all right. Nice to have the shape of the boat here again. Everything kind of aligns and looks all right. But okay, let's go and start kind of figuring out now those ballast keel timbers a little bit. It's a little bit cold in here, so I'm not sure how long I'm going to be today, but at least let's get started with that. And one side note, I have actually now a little bit of a cooperation with these kind of things. These are my new headphones called Valko. And these are actually Finnish company making these headphones. They sent me a pair to check these out. And yeah, they are actually quite nice, especially if you compare of the price. These pretty much compare very well with more premium priced headphones. And yeah, I kind of like the idea that they are a Finnish company and they have pretty good reputation of fixing things as well. Because my old headphones, which are now cracked and should be kind of rebuilt, it's pretty hard to find replacement parts. But Valko has dedicated section of their company to produce spare parts. And that is, of course, awesome. So if you want to support my channel and these good quality headphones, I have now a link down in the description that will give me a kind of a small share of the selling price of these. So go and check those out. I will use these now pretty much here all the time, so we'll see. They are of course noise cancelling, so I can use them with using power tools or stuff like that. So yeah, they feel quite nice. Okay, now I started to figure out these oak pieces here, and it turned out some of them are a little bit crooked. For example, this one, not sure if you can see on camera, but this is way out of the straightness. And I kind of started to figure out this a little bit. So that piece I need over there is 5 centimeters thick. These are 4.5 centimeters. So they are right there on the limit that I could use them as is. And also I need to mill some material off from these because they have some kind of stain or varnish or whatever on their surface, so I need to get rid of that surface. And then these are a little bit crooked and they're such big pieces that they are really hard to bend like this. So I need to cut them in smaller pieces. So now I'm thinking that I probably will cut them in half this way and mill them a little bit thinner in all directions so that I can get this 5 centimeters of thickness with the pieces. And yeah, I first tried to kind of figure out, because this oak in Finland, it's so freaking expensive. This pile that I have maybe 20 pieces like this. It costs, if I go to buy it, it costs several thousand euros. So this is really valuable wood in here. It's really expensive, like ridiculously expensive. So that brings that I wouldn't like to waste it at all. So maybe I just need to go and do this as best as I can, because, well, they are quite kind of important pieces of the boat. So yeah, I'm gonna mill them in half, maybe even this way, so that I can get pretty small strips so that the seams don't go aligned in every layer. That would be a good idea as well. Then I'm gonna mill them, plane them, then glue here. You can probably see there's this template here on the bottom, so I can see how big it is. And these are not long enough, as mentioned. I need to do a scarf joint. There's these shorter pieces I have in here. I can use those as those shorter pieces. So yeah, that's kind of the idea now. I was kind of preparing me to just mill them with the planer, but now I need to cut them in half. These don't work like this. They are too stiff to bend and squish together really well. So I need to make them much smaller. And about the rest of that stuff,
because that is going to be just one board in there. I need to fill the gaps between the frames with additional oak pieces as well, so that it comes flush with the actual hull there. And I'm not really sure yet. I probably may need to actually do the shape of the keel themselves so that the hull actually comes around the keels rather than going over this area, because the hull material is spruce and it's quite soft, so when we press the keel bolt it will crush the spruce boards if they go through. So kind of the keel area needs to kind of stick out from the hull, if you know what I mean. Well, if you don't, you will see it later how it turns out, but yeah. But now it's getting a little bit too late. It's afternoon, 5 o'clock or something, sun is setting and it's getting considerably colder minute by minute here. So I think I'm gonna end it for today and get home. Tomorrow is Sunday and I will go to the boat fair, have another presentation in there. And so this work will continue next week. I'm hoping to get this video edited so that I can release it tomorrow. We'll see, maybe tomorrow evening or something like that. And yeah, we'll see in a couple of weeks. Hopefully I can kind of start the pace again. And yeah, the weather is quite nice. Maybe next week I'm trying to go snowboarding again, because I haven't done it at all this winter. We'll see about that. But take care, go and check the Patreon page. It has now turned into monthly subscription. So if you want to support my project here in winterish Finland, I really appreciate that. If you don't, you can also subscribe to the channel. It's a free way to support my project and hopefully getting the channel growing a little bit faster from now on. Not sure how I'm gonna continue with these videos, what type of videos they are gonna be in future, but for now I'm just making easier for me and using this kind of vlog style, so you can be kind of aware what's happening here. And also I think that this kind of makes them more real time and I can ask you questions and you can answer me, rather than I'm editing videos for 2 weeks and then everything is kind of old already when it really releases. So I think that's the way to go right now. But yeah, thank you so much for watching and we will see you in a couple of weeks, and take care. Bye bye.